Hello, Stamper. Welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today it's my Christmas year round. We're going to use the lovely stamp set Watercolor World. I didn't do nothing with that yet, and when I saw that, it was a must have in my book just because of I love watercolor. Well, this time, well, first time using it, I did a birthday card, but we're going to use the same thing and do a Christmas card. So let's get started. If you're not familiar with my Christmas year round, this is my third year in a row I'm doing this. I'm using like a everyday stamp set or a Christmas stamp set and make it like a Christmas or every day. So we're going to stretch our product. So now for this one here, and we're going to be embossing. So we're going to use I'm looking for and I know it was right here, my embossing buddy. I think it's very important to use the embossing buddy for that. Here it is. So you want to tap your embossing buddy because we are using watercolor paper. It's one side rougher than the other. I'm going to take the size that it's a little bit smoother. And this is the full sheet of our watercolor paper. It measures 5 by 7. We will trim it after, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and use the Versamark, and we're going to tap this very good because we're going to be embossing, and this time we're going to be embossing gold. So let me tap this good. And just to make sure I got it all the way, I'm going to go one more time here because I want all of it to be embossed on with gold. We're going to use gold. Oops, I almost said a fiasco there. Gold embossing powder. Let me remove this here. We don't need this now. Et voila. Now, we're going to bring our powder. And this is gold. And we're going to cover the entire thing. Tap, tap, tap. And you see some place, because it's in watercolor paper. So some place, you know, the stays, not stays on, but the embossing powder didn't went all the way. It is okay. Don't worry about that because it's just going to take a little bit of the color. So I wouldn't worry about that. Now we're going to emboss this. And after it started, go very quick though. Here we go. It's going. Here we go. Oh, we're getting there. You're going to see it get kind of shiny. That's when it's embossed. Now I feel I'm wasting your time. You can forward that. Absolutely. We're getting there. Almost. Et voila. I think I got it. You want to make sure that all the powder it's melted. If not, it's just going to be like flaking off. Et voila, my friend. Okay, get my scrappy paper here. First, I'm going to use my spritz bottle here. This is very close. And we're going to spritz all over this. And you see the paper want to curl. That is okay. Now, on a clear block, I use a few drop of old olive and a few drop of balmy blue. And we're going to go ahead. I like to start this one. Usually I say start with the light, go with the dark. This one I start with the green. And this is, did I say all olive? Sorry, pure pizzazz. And you're going to go and drop. And if you see it don't spread like a spider, you're going to come back and see you're going to spritz again. So the trick to this here, to get a very nice water wash background, it's to have plenty of water. Well, with that being said, I like to let it air dry naturally. So I'm going to share both ways with letting dry and then with the um, eat tool. But I will be pausing this video here in a little bit to finish the cards so you can all see how I build the card, because I don't want to rush the process of the building the background. I think that's the pretty thing. So now I'm going to come back here, add some blue. See, I'm not afraid to use ink at all. So now I'm just going to spread a little bit, but overall, really, I want that to dry naturally. Going to come add a little bit of green on this corner here. You don't want like blah of it. So when you see the blah, you can move it around. Now, I did something on the other one. I'm going to share what it was. So you see, the more you do, the more you learn, right? So let me share what I did was a no-no. You know, I always got a piece of, not a piece, but a rag in my room. Let me show you my rag. Well, my rag got kind of all different in color. It colors on it. Well, I used my rag to tap a little bit of the water, and you see the red there. So I would say for this, if you don't have a clean rag, use some paper towel. Forget to bring paper towel, but I got baby wipe here. And I'm just going to tap that a little bit. You don't want to tap too much, because what happens if you tap too much, you're taking the color, and remember, as it dry lighter. So I'm just going to add a little bit over here. And now I will not make you wait and so on. I'm going to show you, like, if you want to speed up the process, you can use the eat tool, but the eat tool going to spread the ink. So that's why I don't like that. See, when you get this, see, that's good for another technique, like when you want to do the spider. But then if I mix too much with this, it's just going to give me like a yellow green, blue and green, whatever. So we're just going to let it dry, and I will be back in just a minute. I'm going to pause the video and come right back to do finish the card. So stay tuned. Okay, I am back, and here it is, all dried up. Maybe a little bit humid still, but it's pretty much dry. So one thing that I want to point out, when you work with, you know what, before I get going though, okay, this here, I just use my baby wipe there and just wipe this off. That's it. People say, how do you clean that? Here we go. That's it. Okay. Okay. So, if you see like it curl a little bit, not much though, you're going to take your spritz and just spritz it a little bit in the back, not in the front, in the back, very gentle. And now you're going to set it again. See how curled up it is? You're going to go from the back, and then just, it's going to flat up as you go. And then if you start curling the other way, you're going to flip it and go this way. So you're going to go back and forth to flat this up. So that's how I flat mine. Right now I'm not worrying because I'm going to put plenty of glue. But if you it curled too much, go from the back, sprit, and go back and forth. Now we're going to finish this card. I had moved this camera here and it's a little bit too close. So let me move that, zoom out a little bit so you guys can see what we're doing without being too close. Here we go. Okay, so this paper, the watercolor paper, measure 7 by 5. We're gonna mount that because I want pretty much the world there. We're gonna mount that on the Enjoy the Adventure Memory and More. And the Memory and More cards base, it's 4.25 by 6. So 4.25, it's the same than our regular card base, but it's, I'm sorry, 6.25, um, it is, instead of the 5.5. So it's 3/4 inch longer. So that makes, uh, a difference. So now I'm going to come here. We're going to cut this at 3 3/4. So I'm going about top and bottom there. Depends on, where. Okay, at 3 3/4. That should be about right. And then we're going to go at 6. So I tried to put that about this, sorry, 5 3/4, because our layer going to be 6. I'm going to cut that there, and 5 3/4. You know what? I'm not worried about the little trim. We're going to use some, but here we go. That is it. Now, I'm going to use, here, I get time to change my blade. Now that I got this, we're going to use gold. And I had it here. I moved right here. I moved it because it was in the way. Now we're going to take this and put it here. See how, boom. Does that look amazing? Now let me, now we want to put plenty of glue on this. Like I said, on foil and watercolor paper, it's the two that are very tricky to get glue on. So what you want to do, you can use tear and tape, absolutely. I'm just using plenty of glue. You can use Tombow. It's just Tombow slide very much on the foil, and it take a little bit longer to dry. So for the video, I prefer to use a lot of my seal there. Now I'm going to flip this. Want to make sure here it's kind of fray a bit. Here we go. And press that very lovely here. Et voila. Is that beautiful? Okay, so now this is going to be our Christmas. I had a stamp many age ago, or maybe it was just last year. Who knows? I cannot remember. So I had a stamp that say, um, it's something across the mall, Merry Christmas across the mall, or we wish you a Merry Christmas across the mall. I don't know. So I don't have it, but with the world, I wanted it. So here it is. I just put that on a Word document and I print it out. That's it. So I'm going to cut this sideways, and I cut that on the piece of regular cardstock. I mean, print that. Now I'm going to come here again and here. So it's no right and wrong. If you get a nice pigment and writing, go ahead and use that. I don't, so I'm using this. Now I'm using blends. I'm using the light balmy blue and then the light um, granny apple green. Now, I'm going to go ahead, start with the blue, and I just marbleize this. It's no right and wrong. It's just to add a little bit of that world color. And then I can come back if I see I want to add more. Here we go. Even if it's some bit of white, that's just going to give character, okay? So I think sometimes we try to follow too much like this one or that one. Just whatever, brush it on it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the blue there. Here we go. That's it. Now we're going to take this. Let me remove that dirty paper. It's very distractive. And I'm going to use, so these come in two color here. Um, for both. I should have used this one for the birthday, but I didn't think. I think that'd go perfect with the world map or this. But really, it's going to take pretty much everything. We're going to cover pretty much everything. But I wanted a bigger um, card base, and that come with the envelopes. And I think those little stars are perfect. One thing that you can do, because it's black, if you want to do for Christmas, let me show you one a trick here. So I'm going to use the green. I have to bring my dirty paper again here. And I'm going to use my old olive, just in case you don't want to do the just the black for Christmas. And then you can add your green here. See? Very simple to add the color in the back of your flap of the envelope. Now I'm going to put that there and then do the top. So this way, at least, it's not just the black. You get, and you see I got blood there. You can head, here we go. Just keep on adding. So then you get your green, or you can use red, whatever color that you want. I use the green just because that my map get with the green, okay? Okay, now let's do, we're gonna glue this. Again, that foil, the back of the paper, it's, you wanna make sure you put plenty of adhesive, okay? Here we go. I like to close this here, so okay, we're gonna put that here. See how good it look with the gold? I think it's very pretty. Now, inside for my birthday one, I did, so I put the happy birthday there. This one, we're gonna switch that a little bit. This is Night of Navy in the back. Now I add stamp and emboss here, and I had to add a little bit. So I use my Sharpie to write that, and that's go to greeting. Inside, I put a matte, then white, and then the paper. So we can do that also. And I would use old olive for the mat. I didn't bring the mat, so, what I'm gonna stamp though, it's gonna be my Merry Christmas, and I will show the thing inside. With the greeting, I'm gonna use from Very Best Occasion, and then that's carryover right now while supplies last, and then the brightest glow. So my Merry Christmas will go inside, and then these here are gonna go at the front, and I use glue dots. And this one, instead of the top, we're gonna put it at the bottom. Here we go. I'm gonna put that right here across the mall. And then we wish you a, and inside it's gonna say Merry Christmas, and then the greeting, the verse in this way. Et voila, my friend. That is it. So see the difference between the gold, and this is embossed with clear. You can emboss it with white. I just use clear. And you see some of the plays that, and this is was my inky rag that was, but you get the design here, then boats. So this one's going to be my Christmas with the gold. And inside it's going to say Merry Christmas. And I'm going to stamp that in green and have the green thing. And I still gonna put this at the bottom though. And voila. So this is it for my Christmas year round. This is March. So right below you get the direct link. You can click on that. It's going to bring you to my blog post. scroll all the way at the bottom. You're going to get all the supplies that I use. And also, you're going to get for all the past year. So maybe you still have some of the product that I use 2 years ago, that it's like everyday stamp that I use for Christmas, like this one, or I use a Christmas stamp set to do a birthday card. So that is my thing to get you going to do your Christmas card and also to stretch your product. So that way it's a win win, right? You're getting ahead of the time, plus you stretch your product. That is it for now. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend.